All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be on this knife, and this is the Silent Thunder Ordnance Scalpedashi. So you can see that there. Silent Thunder Ordnance is an interesting company that I think is known more for their very boutique flashlights. They also do air rifle stuff and glow in the dark stuff, but they are a company that I became aware of because of Advanced Knife Bro doing reviews on their flashlights. And I found this Scalpedashi and thought it was really cool. So what it is it's a scalpel handle that they've put into this phenolic handle here to make it like a Kiridashi. Now, there's different versions and different handle materials and such. This one is called the Sandworm Ivory, which I just looked and it actually sold out since I got this. But they do have other versions with, even not the same material of wood and things like that. So it's a very small little knife, if you would call it that. And the reason I got it is because I wanted to have a knife for travel. So I was thinking, you can remove these blades, and there are tools that you can get to remove them more safely, but I'm just gonna do it with my hands. You can remove these blades and it can go through TSA and everything like that with no issue. I actually took this with me on a trip here this past weekend, and TSA didn't have anything to say about it at all. It's just a little, not pointy, not scary looking handle, basically. And the idea that I had was that you could send one of these packages of blades to wherever you were going. So that way you could take the handle, and send the blades and have a knife wherever you were traveling to. And originally I had thought, or if you needed to, you could buy the blades there. Well, what I realized is it's a little bit more difficult to get these scalpel blades than I had thought. So these are scalpel blades, and it's a particular handle size that this works with. And the Silent Thunder Ordnance does have an article on what blades work on this on their website, so you can check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description. But these are not like, normal utility blades that you can get them at Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot and everything like that without any issue. They're a little bit harder to get than I thought. You can certainly get them on Amazon and eBay, but you do have to order them there rather than expecting to be able to get them wherever you go. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I did only try it once, but I sent a pack of these in the mail and it didn't get there. I'm not sure if I, didn't package it correctly or what, but I don't know if there's an issue with sending scalpel blades in the mail, but it didn't get there. So I actually didn't get to try this as a travel knife. I was able to carry it on the plane and get it to the location, but when I got there, I didn't have the blades, so it was pretty much of no use. That said, I have gotten to use it a little bit just at home, and it is easy to use. You can use different size blades. This is the number 10. They also say that they like using the number 11, which is a more of a Kiridashi style blade. It's a kind of a Warncliffe or a utility style blade. This is what I got to be more of like an overall, normal knife shaped blade. But you just snap it on like that. It holds itself on. So to get it off, you have to lift up on this area and then pull it off. But it does hold itself on there without any issue. Now, you have to be aware that, this handle makes it so there is edge here. You could maybe do like slicing cuts, but really the effective, blade length is not very long, maybe an inch, something like that. But these are disposable blades. So this pack of 100 was a little bit under $10, I believe. So it's not like you have to worry about trying to sharpen it or anything. You just use it. Once it gets dull, you throw this away. Another note, when you throw these away, make sure you do it safely. So don't just throw in the trash or anything crazy like that. I have a blade disposal for my shaving, razors, and this can go in that. Then it's safe. You don't have to worry about it. So I do like the disposable nature of it. What I would say is that this is a good knife if you want to have a craft knife. So you want to get a knife that you can carry with you, maybe if you work in a shop of some sort where you need a disposable blade, and you want to be able to carry it with you and have it be not just a utility knife, not just, you know, one of those metal handled deals that you buy to use with scalpels and has like a plastic, you know, cover over the blade, or if any, but rather something that you can put in your pocket and carry with you and use when you need it and replace the blades easily. Now, I have to say, for me, I don't think that I'm going to use it a whole lot in that role. I don't work in a shop. I works in a job where usually if I need a knife, it's to cut cardboard or cut my lunch, every now and then something else, but not really utility type cutting where I need to, you know, like do precise pulling cuts. And this would not be the best blade for cutting cardboard. You could do it, but it wouldn't be the best blade for it. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to end up getting to use it a whole lot. The other thing I wanted to mention is that while this is like a molded type handle, the sheath is 3D printed. And if you're familiar with 3D printing, you'll be able to see that this is where the plate was that it was printed onto, or whatever, the bed, I think is what it's called. And then there are some imperfections in the print. So you can see there's a line here. I was concerned when I got it that was a crack, but it is just an area where the extruder kind of pushed it out a little farther than it needed to. And then because it's 3D printed, there were some rough spots. So you can see right there, I shaved it off a little bit, same deal over here. And then pretty much this whole edge was a little bit sharp, so I shaved it off. So just be aware that the sheath that comes with it is 3D printed. So it's not gonna be 100% perfect. It's not like they did the, I think you can like boil acetone or something like that. I'm not super familiar with it, but you can smooth out the edges here by doing some process like that, and they didn't do it on this. There is another option of handle that doesn't have the clip. It just has this area here to connect a keychain. I definitely would go clip, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with how the clip worked. It slid in and out of the pocket easily, but held it in the pocket well enough that I wouldn't be worried about carrying it. So something where unfortunately I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use it a whole lot, because I'm not as confident as I was before I purchased it that the whole travel idea will work, because, you know, if you start to get into needing to ship these in a box or something, it kind of negates the purpose. But that's kind of neither here nor there. I think most people, if they're getting this, are getting it as a craft type knife. You want something that has that cool aesthetic of a Kiridashi, which this definitely does. You can see that it has these kind of flat faces or facets that give it kind of a triangular section. You can see that there. And so it does feel good in the hand when you take it out here. That triangular area sits in your fingers, and then your thumb can go against the edge here. So it is relatively comfortable in use, and it does look cool. It's just for the use that I had planned for it, I don't think it's gonna work out as well as I would have liked. But these are about between $35 and $50. There are different versions, like I said, so that changes their price a little bit. That's before shipping. There is shipping costs, at least when I purchased mine. But Silent Thunder Ordnance was kind enough to give me a discount code. So make sure you check that out in the description. And also it's KNTHOU 10 or 10. That will get you 10% off of your order. So if you do want one of these, then make sure you use that, because it'll give you a little bit of a discount. I know I took advantage of it. So it's a cool little idea. The idea for me also, aside from the travel, was that it is nice to be able to replace the blade without taking it apart. So this is an American Blade Works utility keychain knife, or I forget exactly what they call it, but this one, it retracts like so. I really like it, but you do have to take it apart to replace the blade. Same deal with the tactical keychains tuck. You have to take it apart, and you get even less usable edge on these, I would say, than on the Scalpedashi. So it does have an advantage over something like that. You don't have to take this apart to replace the blade. Just pop it right off, pop a new one right back on, put the sheath on, and you are good to go. So it's a cool idea. Didn't work out for my travel idea that I had, gotten it for, but it is a nice little utility knife. I think something that maybe I'll keep at work and use for like opening mail, things like that, and even some cardboard cutting and other such stuff. Or put in, you know, once I hopefully soon have a shop where I can work on, you know, projects, things like that, then this would be a good knife for that. So I do appreciate Silent Thunder Ordnance giving me that code, which again will be in the description if you want to get one of these. And I think that it's a great little idea. Just wish that it worked out better for why I got it for the travel. So this is the Silent Thunder Ordnance Scalpedashi. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you know when I post new videos. And check out my social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Knife Thoughts, and my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife-related topics. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.